In this news article that we'll be looking at, published by CBC on today, June 15th, Tuesday, we see that they are closing off their Facebook comments for their news articles to protect the mental health of their journalists. Let's give it a read. Okay, here's the article from CBC, published June 15th, 2020 by Brody Fenlon. Why CBC is turning off Facebook comments on new posts for a month. Those of you that follow CBC on Facebook, you know they experience a lot of hate. YouTube's just the same. I believe they blocked most of the comments there, but the thumbs down there are quite a bit. But let's get into this article. There is ample evidence the mental health of many Canadians is fragile and in need of attention after 16 months of the pandemic lockdown, school closures, and economic uncertainty. Journalists are no different. Some recent articles on the well-being of reporters tasked with covering a crisis they're also living through have many of us looking in the mirror to take stock of our health. Now, I fully recognize that when you put yourself out there with opinions, you're going to take some heat. I've been running the Christian Canuck YouTube channel since 2015, and now I have a BitChute account and I have a Facebook account, and of course you're gonna get hate from all sides. You post a video on something, you're gonna get hate. It's just the way it goes. And one person told me, if you don't want any criticism, get off the internet. Certainly when you're on social media, with my YouTube and BitChute account, I've been given death threats. I've been called basically everything under the book, from a worshiper of Satan, from a servant of Satan, to a Nazi, pretty much all of it. You just gotta, before you go online, you gotta say, I'm potentially could be called everything in the book, and no matter what happens, I'm okay with it. And that's kind of how you gotta dive into social media. So maybe, I want to speak with compassion for these journalists, maybe if they just cannot take the criticism, maybe journalism isn't the job for them. There's no harm in saying, and there's nothing bad about saying, I just cannot take this job. But I want to bring this back to the Christian response to all of this, because I know myself, and probably if you're a Christian right now watching, that you've probably said things that hurt people's feelings, whether it was the truth or wasn't. I just wanted to bring out a few things to think about as we think about responding to people. You need to recognize that the person that you're responding to is often a real person. I know that we're staring at a computer screen, but there's a real person behind that computer screen who has posted that video or put up that social media post. We as Christians are to act in a way that honors the Lord. What I often see with people as Christians as they respond to news articles is they read the headline and then they just launch into assaults, they launch into tirades and anger and rage at someone who's posted something on the internet before even actually reading the article. So we're to live in a way that honors the Lord. And giving ad hominem attacks or attacking the person actually just shows you that you aren't smart enough or even capable to make an argument and defend your argument. So when you're responding, try and deal with compassion with the person, but try and make your case, make your argument, and defend your argument in a loving way. We as Christians are supposed to have our conversation, our lives, seasoned with salt, like Paul says in Colossians chapter 4. In Colossians chapter 4, the context is making Christ known and praying for Paul that he could make the message known. And our lives are to be seasoned with salt, meaning that we are to be a people who portray the glory of the Lord. So Christian, let us use our internet time to the glory of Christ. If you feel like voicing your opinion, just make your position clear and defend it without insulting people, and show people the love of Christ. Love them as you would want to be loved. To God be the glory. Amen.